The much anticipated West India edition of the Food Connoisseurs India Convention 2024 unfolded in Mumbai on the 12th of February. The star-studded event was a fusion of conferences, exhibition and awards, supported by the voice of the hospitality industry, FHRAI, Chef Abhijit Saha, restaurateur, food and beverage consultant, Enophile, author and chef owner of Live, Farm to Fork Restaurant in Bangalore, inaugurated the convention. Over 40 industry stalwarts discussed topics such as food service industry in India, past, present and future, navigating the technicalities of starting a food business, culinary teleportation, exploring global flavors in India, revolutionizing restaurant excellence, exploring innovations and best practices, and the shifting landscape of Indian nightlife. The convention emerged as a focal point of industry connections, providing unparalleled networking opportunities by bringing together over 2,000 restaurant owners, chefs, investors, and food and beverage professionals under one roof.
The future of food service industries India is both promising and challenging. We stand on the cusp of revolution fueled by innovation and necessity. As our population grows, so does our demand for food and beverage that is not only delicious, but nutritious, sustainable, and accessible. In the coming years, we can expect to see continued experimentation with alternative ingredients and food sources from plant-based protein to lab-grown meats. Technology will play an increasingly integral role in every aspect of the culinary journey, from farm to fork. Artificial intelligence and data analytics will enable us to optimize production process, minimize waste, and personalize dining experience.
We're talking about culinary innovation. Now that's a very big word. It's a very wide word. And when we talk about culinary, it's not only innovation, it's tradition, it's culture, it's belief, it's something which is close to everybody's heart. Well, coming back to innovation, I think three or four things very, very important when we talk about culinary innovation. The first thing is that you realize you're doing a culinary innovation, you need to get into the fundamental of it. After that, you need to do your research and your analysis, you think about it, and then finally you think and then you produce something.
Every 1 kilometer, every 5 kilometers, the trend changes, the consumption style changes, the target audience changes. So it's very important to see what is actually working, at the same time sticking to your core. I think you have to approach each market differently. India is huge. There's potential in every zone, within a zone. So it has to be market-led, promoter-led, looking what people actually want.
Any innovation you think on has to be scalable, has to be sustainable in terms of pricing, has to be sustainable in terms of acceptability in the market. If you're a very specialized restaurant, like doing some molecular gastronomy, it's okay to mix up few things and make it visually look appealing. But if you're in the mass market, tier 2, tier 3 cities, keep it very simple, innovate incrementally, and just get some feedback from your clients, and then you can take it forward. So that's what I would recommend.
Consistency and sustainability is something which is very important, but yes, we also cannot forget the following trends for the restaurants, because when people come down to any restaurant, so they always prefer now expect a food which is like very trending and very Instagrammable. So now I these days say that food industry has also become a part of a glam industry rather than it has been an only a food industry, because now people like to flaunt a much.
With your favorite Maggi now available in multiple packs from bulk to cuppa. We also have a range of beverage solutions which are best suited for your commercial and corporate requirements. In terms of beverage solution, we provide you a comprehensive range of beverage solutions in terms of hot and cold, the roast and ground, plus instant coffees. With all the trusted brands you see on the screen, we aim to become a complete solution provider, leveraging our strong distribution network to reach you in any part of the country.
I think more than value and more than money, I still feel that engagement value creates a lot of creation into the whole value system. I think for us, data is like a compass. Whether to head south, north, east, west, it decides. The customer decides. The customer tells us what flavors you need to do over a period of time. The data told us that, listen guys, do this, it will work. And actually it worked. It becomes a 20% of our value into the whole proposition. So I think it's either way. You talk about consumer value in terms of product, pricing, etc. But also the engagement value creates a huge lot of value into the whole product category and to the brand also.
In bakery especially, to innovate, it is a necessity. You can't really go ahead in the bakery industry given the type of cutthroat competition that we are in. If you are not innovating, you will be left behind. You will lose out on your existing customers and you will not be able to make new customers. Cake is an emotion. It adds emotional value to someone's special occasion. If it's a 2-year-old child, the cake is the talking point for the child.
Numbers say 30% of restaurants fail because of bad financial planning. Not because of a bad concept, not because of a bad location, but because of bad financial planning. And there are many factors for this, right? So when you look in financial planning, there's a capex and an opex, and you have to very clearly demarcate those two. I can give you from my personal experience, right? I have burnt into my opex to pay for capex, and that is the number one rule that do not do that.
In acknowledgement of the unwavering resilience and steady dedication demonstrated by our esteemed HORECA professionals, the Food Connoisseurs India Awards West India Edition served as an illustrious celebration of excellence. A grand total of over 190 awards were prominently featured at the gala event, graced by a distinguished audience of media luminaries and over 1,000 esteemed industry leaders in attendance.
Once you get around it, because everything that you do is changing. That's the one constant that happens all the time in everything that you do. In the drinks that I use, there's this constant change, constant upgrade happening all the time. New products coming to the market. The generation of kids that I work with and deal with, that changes all the time. You have to think about too much. It kind of just happens to you because you know that if you want to stay relevant, that's what you need to do.
Every game changed, I think, in 2015, where brands who believed that delivery has its own space in the universe of food, which meant that it was not going to eat away from the business of restaurants. It was going to become a separate business of its own, as we see it today. We try to give customers sort of a premium delivery experience, but at home. And that's how this journey started.
Be a good chef first and then get into the learning of other cuisines, because it's a huge ocean. It might take more than 15 years to become a good chef of a couple of cuisines or maybe one cuisine, because Indian cuisine, I personally feel, it is the largest repertoire of the world. Every state, every district has a different cuisine. So there is a lot more things to learn about it.
First came to India, there was only really family restaurants, and there were big restaurants, lots of seats. Obviously the whole family would only really go out and dine. And over the years I've seen more and more young people, obviously, that have probably left that family home, that have gone to work in places like Bangalore, Bombay. They have credit cards in their pocket, they want to party, they want to have some fun. So that very, very casual style of dining has become more and more and more.
When we got into it in about 2014, there was a massive gap in the Indian market. And the big gap in the Indian market was that there weren't enough players who were delivering burgers very well. So we learned, one, about that market gap. Secondly, about the product. Our burgers are very uniquely Indian flavored burgers. So we have burgers, but they're sort of crafted to Indian flavors only. So we saw another market gap there. The third big area for development for us was the delivery space. Like I said, So looking at all of those factors, we saw enough of an opportunity to jump into the business.
Historic Indian cuisine, and the second book is all about that, from which I'm taking a first step ahead, where I'm writing up a book on Gujarati cuisine, which is all about history of Gujarat's food and culture. So I'm starting with my own state, with my own roots, and slowly I'm gonna cover all different states, and where I really want to tell to all our generation that step out of this all Instagrammable food, which is sushis and pizzas and burgers and everything. Just start flaunting with our Indian food, and you see how much happiness we are getting it, even on our palate and even mentally, I would say.
The industry is growing by leaps and bounds. I don't think there was ever a better time to be in the food services industry than today. So the industry is growing at an amazing pace, and the forecast is that CAGR is going to be 10% or above. So I think that it is life's own mantra, that you have to keep moving forward in the way that makes you happy.
Our food is it's a casual fine dining concept. Our food is inspired globally but created locally, as we like to say it. So the idea comes from our travel experiences and everywhere, but it's created using the local ingredients, collaborating with local farmers, local producers, vendors, and so on and so forth. So it's been well received. We need to consider finance as one of the big aspects of it, because if you don't manage your finances well, if you don't have the right financial discipline, then you will not be able to hire the right people. You will not be able to focus on your passion when you have to worry about other things.
Without using right tools, how it did not help them. Plus, it increased their burden, right? Overall burden actually of running the outlet, right? Every time you propose a software buy, and they would say who would handle this particular product. So that is where it's all started for us. We wanted to build something for that TG, which is smaller outlets. They should be able to start their operation. They should be able to manage their inventory. They should be able to print their bills. They should be able to actually do a basic CRM through the software very, very easily.
I am helping the chefs to do their R&D faster. I am helping them become more creative. The more creative they become, the more they can create, the more new things they can create, which means the Indian industry will grow. People will get to eat a lot of new different things. I am just taking the mundane stuff away from them. So anything that they have to do repeatably, the device will do. You create, we will make it repeatable. We'll ensure that everybody can cook what you create as great chefs.
Our reason for existence is that we need to professionalize the industry. We provide everything from training, consulting, international coffee equipment, innovation. We bring in the best practices from around the world and help Indian brands scale up. So that is our mission. We also engage with the large barista community. There are people in the industry who don't get so much recognition. For example, the barista who's actually making the coffee for you. So we are the supporters behind them. We train them, we skill them. We ensure that they become good individuals and they learn and they can grow in their life.
So a lot of people have tried different kind of ways of incorporating, but no one came close to bringing all these brands in one roof. That's the difference that we are bringing here. So if you are traveling anywhere from India or even from anywhere as a tourist, and you come down to Mumbai, you're definitely going to take a trip all the way to our outlet mall and save your money. And that's why this concept works.
The brand name is the Cookie Dough Cake Cafe, and I've got 3 outlets right now. And definitely the journey has been very tough, very hard. But if you see, finally it's very beautiful. So we began with a home kitchen, and right now I've got 3 outlets in 2.5 years. So definitely I can see the success, and I'm very glad that we could achieve that.
There is a shortage of getting a real home style healthy food. You can get restaurant style food, absolutely no issues, and it's a very tasty food. But when it comes to regular consumption, I think the home food cannot be replaced.
At Meraki, we are serving good food, good health and happiness.
After the Honorable Prime Minister's call to promote millets, because of the value it has, we have deliberately tried integrating millets into almost everything.
We're not interested in copying. We're not interested in dishes that have been created by somebody somewhere and the world has copied. We create new dishes. We showcase them to our platform, to the guests, to the world. In 6 months, we get bored, we scrap it, and we start a fresh new set of 6. Unique combinations coming together, because at the end of the day, most people don't realize that food is a science. So there's cause and reaction. If you understand what each of those elements bring, you can play around with umpteen amount of possibilities, and that's what we do.
What we specialize in is a 360-degree experience. So the experience starts right from when a customer leaves their home till the time they get back. We have curated menus and a lot of celebrations, and we take care personally of all our customers because that's what keeps us going.
A lot of people have traveled foreign last 3-4 years, and especially the young lot, I'm talking about 18 to 30, they want something very experimental, like how you go to Dubai or London. Things are being displayed on your table, they are being made on the table. So that's the kind of innovation people are looking in for it, and we are on par at it.
Look at more of healthier side of pizza. So we use Italian sourdough, which is light to digest, and it has a lot of minerals and other things, which is really good for health compared to other pizzas available. We always keep it in mind that India will grow when youngsters will start venturing into this kind of profitable businesses. So we do white labeling, we do contract manufacturing. So for the young entrepreneurs, we have exciting opportunities with our QSR franchisee model and food truck franchisee model, where with minimal investment, they can get sustainable income.
We have come up with chicken vada pav. It's completely made up of chicken mince coated with besan, and it is served with green and red chutney along with chili. It's not served with mayo or sauce because it's not a burger. It's a traditional chicken vada pav.
The protein is chicken, right? So we've kept the chicken patty, which is a 40-gram mince inside, coated with chickpea flour, and it's deep fried. And you get it with a traditional thechasi chutney. That is what we call in Marathi, a proper Marathi green chutney. And lasunchi chutney, that is the garlic chutney. And that is how it is put together.
Blue Bob Cafe is a casual diner inspired by American resto bar, also has American Italian cuisine, and we have live jazz and classic rock every Friday. The Blue Bob Bakery was an interesting concept we thought of. We said, how about we open a bakery which has comfort bakery items from savories and sweets, but also we can introduce some international trends. We keep doing trials for our products, right? We all have to make sure that what we are serving the customers, we need to try first as the chefs and as myself to make sure that the taste is consistent and good.
What we serve is very homemade style of food. So in today's world, which has become a rarity, and that is what has probably got the patronage, what we've received in the patronage.
Plus, we are the only restaurant serving GSB and Saraswat kind of seafood. We basically do everyday fish purchase. We don't stock up on the things, because if on the other materials we can stock up, but seafood we cannot take any chance. So we do our sourcing early in the morning and then we open our restaurant.
फास्ट और फ्यूजन फूड के ज़माने में चूल्हे पे बना हुआ ट्रेडिशनल फूड मार्केट में लाकर हमने एक प्रयास किया है, और हमारी ब्रांड का ये कॉन्सेप्ट अहमदाबाद की जनता को इतना पसंद आया, हमारा फूड इतना पसंद आया कि महज 1.5 साल में हमने हमारी एक और नई ब्रांच ओपन की है, और ये अवार्ड जो बेस्ट इमर्जिंग रेस्टोरेंट चेन ऑफ द ईयर जो हमें मिला है, जिसकी मुझे बहुत खुशी है। ट्रेडिशनल कुकिंग सिस्टम से स्टिक रहने वाली हमारी ब्रांड चूल्हो अब फ्रेंचाइजी के लिए ओपन है। गुजरात से बाहर निकलकर हम देश के कोने कोने तक पहुंचना चाहते हैं, और हमारे इन्वेस्टर को 6 से 12 महीने के अंदर पूरा इन्वेस्टमेंट रिटर्न करने का हम कमिटमेंट देते हैं।
1883, when my grandparents used to get liquor, or we could say the local Goan Kaju Feni or the coconut Feni, my dad used to work with the Hotel Mandavi then. So soon after he quit the job, came down to the restaurant and began with a restaurant of just 4 tables. Main items to be sold just was chicken gafriel and the mussels or the Sinano rubber fry. My mom, my wife, initially it was dad. Dad passed away 2 years ago. So since then, my mom, myself and my wife also. So we take care of the whole thing. So the marinations, the masalas are done by us.
I am from Haryana, and there is a saying, "Doodh dahi ka khana, aisa mera Haryana." Lassi has all the good nutrients. It is good for your gut health. It is a guilt-free dessert, I would say. It is low on I would say sugar as well as compared to an ice cream. So all these aspects were there, which made us make lassi a flagship product of our brand. Yeah.
We providing the live lassi. Directly हम वहीं बनाते हैं लस्सी को, अपना जो दही का बेस बना के, we take the flavor, उसके अंदर flavor डाल के हम वहीं लस्सी उनको provide करते हैं.
We started this journey in 2022, June 2022, and now we have 5 outlets. So the idea behind Santosham was to serve authentic South Indian food, which is not there currently. There's a lot of fusion food that's taken over, and we wanted to go back to the roots. That was our plan. And mom, being a Tamil Brahmin, she was there on point with the cuisine.
Our USP is also, we don't use onion and garlic in our food. Whatever is served in South India, especially Tamil Nadu, or I would say Kerala, that is what we make.